Hey friends, it's Emma Lou with Heartfelt Creations. It's great to be back with you. Christmas is one of those times that I find we make the most Christmas cards. Now, I don't know if you have started your Christmas cards or not, but this is a great event to be part of, to get inspired to create, to get started creating those if you haven't. Today I'm here to show you how you can create Christmas cards that are elegant, the quick and easy way, using some background papers as the base. To create many different simple yet elegant cards the easy way. So join me and we'll learn how to create some very simple yet stunning cards the easy way, featuring the Snowy Pines Christmas collection. This collection is a very classic Christmas one. With this collection, you're going to work with many different styles of paper backgrounds, and you'll find that the foundation that I used to creating multiple styles of Christmas cards was very similar, yet getting different looks. So I started out by using the Snowy Pines paper collection. Now, if you haven't used this paper before, you'll find that when you create with these papers, that there are some card front panels in here that give you that base. There's 2 per design. And what I get asked a lot is, yes, but how do I make similar cards? So what I do is I go ahead and I cut apart all these background cards and bases, and then I start putting them on my card bases and then use accents and embellishments. So the 2 card bases, or 2 papers that I used, was sheet 2A and sheet 9A, and I created 8 cards where I already did 5 of them, and we're going to create 3 more together. And I had 2 pieces left over plus some little pieces extra. So I went ahead, cut all of these apart and layered them on their card bases. Most of it was a 6x6 or the A2, the 5.5 by 4.25 size panels. So to get started, we're going to create using very similar styles. So with this, one of the key components, there's a couple key components. So I used the Snowy Pines paper collection, and I used this as the background. So you can go ahead and choose your different pieces. So I cut this out of the center of, let's show you which piece this was. So I cut this out from this piece. So this was actually a rectangle piece. And I use the die from the Snowy Pines collection. It's an ornate oval die. I find that this one was one that I used a lot. If I can find that one, let's grab, where did I put it? It will come up in a minute. I'm sure I have it around here somewhere. With this, I used the ornate oval die, and I cut that oval from the center, and then I used the card base, and we'll just go ahead and glue that down. Here it is. Magically it appears. So this is the ornate oval, and you'll see that I use this across all the Christmas cards in many different ways. It can be cut out lots of different ways, and we'll show you that in a little bit too. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just, after you have cut out your card base, you're going to go ahead and just glue this down. And this is your traditional A2 size card, and then you could go ahead and you could 3D this on top. Now this is our Luxe Gold cardstock. Now if you haven't used some of these products yet, if you just type in the item number in the search box on our website at heartfeltcreations.us, you'll see those items pop up, or I'll list in the comments all the different ones that we use today so that you can go ahead and order those very quickly and easily if you don't have them. So then I just went ahead and layer that right in the center, and that creates the base. Now you could keep it just like that, or you could go ahead and embellish it, which we'll do with these pieces that I have in here. So poinsettias and multiple pieces from the Snowy Pines. But I wanted to show you the base, so we'll go ahead and just glue down bases first. So that really gives you the starting point. So this one, I cut out the circle in the center of my card base. Isn't this pretty? So tell me what you love about this and how this inspires you to get started. So with this one, again, I'm using that very same oval on the Gold Luxe cardstock, and we're just gonna add that three-dimensional dots, and we're gonna go ahead and we'll layer this kind of
just across the center. Just position that in the middle of the circle. And then you can go ahead and layer this circle in the middle. I find that when you use this, you'll see many different ways that this oval can actually be used. So here we have it used like that. These cards are ready to be embellished. Here I have the oval cut apart on the sides, and then the center is on the inside. So that is a way to get started. And then I have 5 more cards that are completely embellished. Here's that oval again. Here is the larger oval within that set. And then I just use the rectangular shape of that in the center. Added the sentiment, added my poinsettias. Here we added the circle with that large oval too. Here's the same oval we were just gluing down, but I used it on the tops and the bottom, and then I just embellished it with the poinsettia and the cardinal. So lots of ways to create amazing versatility with just the oval, the paper, the poinsettias, and elements within the Snowy Pine Christmas collection. Here's another one. This is a different sheet of paper using the pine cones in the middle instead of the actual center that was in there. So it's up to you how much detail you add to these. But some of the key components that I used were the elements within the Snowy Pines collection. So I used some pine cones from the Festive Pine Cones set. I used some cardinals from the Snowy Pine Cardinals. That's a stamp and die combination. And then I also used the Snowy Pines Cabin. This one has multiple die cut pieces, so you can die cut those out in multiple different ways. So with this, you're going to go ahead and color the images that you want. So here is that this pine cone one. I loved the outside edge because I can cut that apart. I wanted to show a little bit of just quick and easy coloring techniques. So if you're doing something that is a little bit more scenic and you want to color, just go ahead. I'm using the leaf green archival ink and using these sponge daubers, which give you a little bit more control when you're coloring those edges. So you get those detail, and you could always go back and you could always use some markers if you wanted to. But today we're just going to use the ink. So you can do that to color those edges, and we're just going to use the outside part. If you're coloring those pine cones, you can go back and you can just go ahead and add a little bit of sepia color into those pine cones. Circular motion, you can do light to dark, dark to light. And then the birds on this one, I added a little bit of red to kind of give those a nice pop of color. So you could kind of mix and match those colors. You could do an orange belly if you wanted to, but that is how I colored those. So you can do those completely. The inside also gets cut out. So then you can go back and you can use that as an embellishment. So I go ahead, I might color some of the cardinals, I might pre-do some of these, and then I also always love to have a classic poinsettia. Now, if you don't have poinsettias, this poinsettia is a really, I call it a must-have. This is one that comes, it's called the Christmas Poinsettia and Holly Die. The stamp set is called the Christmas Poinsettia Holly Stamp, and then it matches the 3D Christmas Poinsettia shaping mold. So we're just going to show you real quick how to, after you've stamped and colored those, you can just put those into the mold, run that through the machine, and when that comes out, those poinsettias will be really beautifully shaped. Do you see all the detail in there? So then you can just go ahead and glue those together. So literally, when I glue these together, all I have to do, you can put a stamen in the center, or if you want it less dimensional, you can just do what I'm doing and add some prills or something similar in the center, and then you have that beautiful poinsettia all ready to go. So I have multiple variations of how I colored mine. This one I added some dry white glue with a little bit of gold glitter sprinkled over the top. This one I used some shimmer over the top, and this one I just did like the red geranium archival ink and just colored those and added some stamens. So we're going to go back and embellish those cards. So I like to have all my pieces ready to go when I go back to embellish these cards. So we can start with this one. When you start embellishing, we could like say, okay, you know what, this would be really cool to have the arch over the top. So I might clip it in here, and I might clip it right in here. So it's pretty much cut in half. And you don't have to really stress about it. I see that, okay, that's just a little bit longer than what I like it. So I might just go ahead and cut it off right in here. And then I'm going to use my hot glue just to, so that it dries quickly. And this bird, you'll see, you don't want it going upside down either, so we'll just tilt this over to the side a little bit. And you can kind of twist those pine bows, not bones, they aren't bones. And then if you wanted to, you could go back and you could add a little Christmas poinsettia. So that is just kind of a quick way to embellish those. Actually, let's add that this direction. So you can add as much or as little dimension as you want. And there you have that Christmas card completed. And then if you want to go to the next one, here is a cardinal from the cardinal set. And this one you can just pop on the top if you wanted to. And you could always add a little bit extra pine bows in there if you wanted to. Or if you're like, okay, you know what? Like I might just put that little scrap in there. And literally right now what you see me doing is you just see me designing on the go. So with this, actually, you know what? I'm like, okay, I have one more card left, so I might use this piece. Let's see. You know what? I'm not going to use I don't want to use the bird thing. I want to use it this direction. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut, no, let's cut it right in here. So that will go onto this one. And then we might be able to tuck this one in, say, right in here. So you can really have some fun cutting those pieces apart, and you get completely different looks just based on how you layer that. Now, if you wanted to, you could go back and you could add more poinsettias to that, but you're really just seeing kind of the beginning stages of really having some fun creating those Christmas cards. So if you have those embellishments all ready to go, all cut out, that makes Christmas card making super simple and very easy to do. Isn't that fun? Tell me what you love about that. If you have questions, let us know. But this one, I might just pop on the kind of on the angle at the top as an anchor. You'll see that there's a white cardstock underneath. That's because I had glued a cluster of poinsettias together so that I could use them whenever I wanted to on whichever project. So I'm just cutting them apart and then just adding those to the top. So then you can go back, you can add your glitters and all that fun stuff. We have frosting powder. We have crystal glitters that are kind of chunky accents that make those very beautiful. So you'll see again, so this is, you could do, I did 8 cards. You can do many more. I didn't even use these 2 pieces up here on the Snowy Pines paper collection. But if you love the Christmas papers, we have different paper collections that are Christmas. As a thank you for participating in this event, we have a show special that is for a free paper pad with a purchase. And all you need to do is enter code 632496 when you have that paper pad entered into the cart, and that will make it completely free, and that expires on July 29th, 2020. So that is just a quick way. We'll flip through those card samples again. So this is the one we just completed. Here's the one with that poinsettia. And then here are the rest of those cards from that 2 paper sheets. So it's amazing what you can create using just that oval, those poinsettia stamps and dies, and those cardinals along with the cottage as well. So lots of fun ways to really expand your creativity when you're making those Christmas cards. I think your friends and family will love them, and you will absolutely enjoy creating with them. So once again, I use the Snowy Pines Cabin stamp and die set for the outer edge that we were cutting apart. The Snowy Pine Cardinal is the one that we use for the cardinal accents, and then the festive pine cones for different elements as well, along with the ornate ovals. Now the ornate ovals, again, like we cut those out many different ways. I'm just going to lay a piece out here. So here is the main piece that this cuts out. Let's make sure you can see that. And then you also have, you can do this piece just based on how you cut those. So again, you can pick and choose, mix and match, cut these ovals apart, and use those different ways just based on how you want to layer them. And I find that so versatile and so much fun. So you'll have fun creating your own one-of-a-kind Christmas cards. And don't forget, if you don't have the Christmas poinsettia yet, to get that ordered, you can type in the item name into our search box at heartfeltcreations.us. Or you can also click on the links in the comment that I'll put below with all of those. If you don't see it, just ask and we'll get that in there for you. So with that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And thank you for participating in this online virtual event. It would be better to be with everybody at a show. And once again, as a thank you for participating, we have that show special where you get a free paper pad of your choice with a purchase. Just enter that code and you'll get that completely free, and that expires on July 29th. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next time. Bye.